history indicates that many times it's easier to be faithful in light of death than it is in ridicule. Peter cut off Malchus' ear. With a swarm of soldiers coming, he cut off Malchus' ear. But he withered at the sharp tongue of a servant girl. You're one of them. No, I'm not. Right after, he risked certain death. Faith, trust, commitment to God, and our own personal trials. Are we true to God no matter the cost? And when I say we, I'm talking about me. Of course, that's a question for me, but you need to answer for you. For you. As you're thinking about your answer, I want you to remember their triumph. You see, they were saved from that fiery furnace, weren't they? Verses 19 and 20. And think about this now. When they came out of that fiery furnace, what was the nature of their condition? They came out, not only were they not burned, if I had just walked by with my skin tone and the heat of that thing, I'd have just walking by on a normal day, I'd have got a sunburn just walking by the thing. I mean, I go outside and look at the sun and I turn red like a lobster. You know. They came out, they were not burned. Not a single hair on their head singed. Listen to this, take it another step. They didn't even smell like smoke. They didn't even smell like smoke. I let the charcoal get a little wet and then tried to light it up yesterday. And listen, wet charcoal doesn't light too well. But it does produce a lot of smoke. Just from smoldering charcoal, I smelled like smoke. I wasn't in a fire. I was just next to the smoke. They come out of it, not a smell. Amazing. Simply amazing. Think about the result of that. Now, were they saved? Yes. Was that a blessing to them? Absolutely, it was a blessing to them. They didn't die, they didn't suffer, they didn't struggle. But look at the result of that in verses 26 through 39. Nebuchadnezzar blessed the true God. He said, anybody that challenges their God, they're being thrown into this fire. Look at the power. How many gods can do that? How many gods can protect them in such a fire as this? Only the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So God was praised even among the pagans. Among the one who made the false god that caused all of this trouble in the first place. You see how God turned that? You see how faith turns the hearts of the wicked when they see God's triumphs? Consider what it brought for them in the blessings as we bring this lesson to a close. The results was a new sense of freedom. They were tied up. Right? When they threw him in the furnace, we don't want them to try to escape. So they tied him up. And when they were in there, he said, look, they're walking around free. They're not bound anymore. They're not tied up anymore. They're walking around. Look at the freedom that they had. The very thing that was meant to kill them set them free. What does James say about our struggles? James chapter 1, beginning in verse 2. Count it all joy. Count it all joy when you fall into various trials. Knowing the testing of your faith produces patience. Patience have its perfect result. Listen to this. So that you can be perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. The things that tether you, the things that bind you, are your ignorance and your lack of faith, and God sets you free from that. It brought them new freedom. It brought them a new fellowship. Remember in verse 25, Nebuchadnezzar says, hold on, what's going on? There were maybe 5 people involved in this. We had a couple of guards, valiant men, and they died throwing them in. Then we had the 3 men that we set in there. Now there's another man in there. Where did that guy come from? Who is that? The identity of this 4th person is not certain. There's a great deal of speculation. Was it Jesus? Was it a pre-incarnation of Jesus? Was it an angel? Listen to this. Here's the end result of that. Whoever it was, he was from God. He was from God.